All right, guys, and joining us right now, he is the Director of Player Development for the Texas Rangers, Josh Bonifay. Josh, where are you at right now?
I'm in Huntersville, North Carolina. I'm back home. I'm close to Hickory. I'm about an hour from Hickory. We moved back to Charlotte once I took the job with Texas. I'm able to get to down east and Hickory quite often to see our younger players here in North Carolina. And we have a lot of staff in Dallas, and I travel through there quite often as well. So,
well, the Charlotte to DFW thing, it's a piece of cake now. There's got to be like 12 flights a day. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It is excellent. I can choose from 5 a.m. all the way to about 9 p.m. and I can get to Phoenix or Dallas at any point in time.
Yes.
Even get to the Dominican direct through Punta Cana if I need to. So
man. Oh, my wife's looking at Punta Cana trips, by the way. So I tell her that's not Punta Cana. Dominican is not where the Rangers have where all these teams find their prospects.
It's our international staff does a tremendous job going through the entire country. I can promise you, a lot of back roads and things.
Yeah.
Like that,
but you just make up roads sometimes. I've been there twice.
I've been down there too.
The former administration. I mean, this was 10 years ago, but we're just.
You there?
Uh-oh.
All right. We're getting back. There you go.
Anyway, I was saying our former administration, the club 10 years ago, a couple guys who I know you know, Kruger and Daly, we were just driving one day and they said, well, we're going to go see this guy's house. And we just turned on a road that didn't exist. All right. And they just knew where to turn.
Yeah. It's amazing. These guys do a tremendous job down there, and they started at a young age following these players, and it's a tribute to Hamilton and their process and how long they follow them and how much they keep in touch. And it's amazing where you can go in the Dominican to find a baseball player. I mean, they love it, and it's a pretty cool little journey. So
yeah. So you told us before you came on you were in Frisco last night, and just kind of want to talk to you about Frisco because they're the hottest team going in the system.
Without a doubt.
But it's like, obviously we know the pitching names, but these hitters are guys that are a little more seasoned. Maybe they don't jump out on the stat sheet, or not on the stat sheet, but on like the prospect sheet. But it seems like this team knows how to play ball.
Yeah, they've come together tremendous. Carlos Cardoza does a phenomenal job leading the troops. He really creates a phenomenal culture inside the clubhouse. The support staff, the hitting coaches, pitching coaches, they do a great job of advancing and really preparing our players day in and day out. They're focused on the process of each individual player. They work on their player plans, and they really focus on developing the individual and then teaching them how to win inside their player plan. So they do a great job. Hatcher's having a tremendous year. He's hitting the ball extremely hard. He's making loud contact. He's been in the middle of the lineup. He's producing RBIs. He's hitting in clutch moments. Strom is the leader at the top of the lineup. He provides you with an excellent at bat. Provides plate discipline. Just a really solid table setter. And then you see Freeman. He's playing Gold Glove third base over there. Caber Rodriguez. Just all of our players. Maximo Acosta coming up from Hickory. These guys have really taken to it. Zavala's in there. I mean, you just see guys in Hicks behind the plate. Hicks knows how to lead the charge, provides a really good at bat. And then you have Cooper Johnson as well. I mean, it's a really, really well-rounded baseball team. They can hurt you with hitting with runners in scoring position. They can also hurt you with a little long ball here and there, but they pitch really well. On top of that. So
yeah, it seems like Hicks has kind of come on. He's having a big month, and he did so well in the fall league, got invited to big league camp. It seems like, but with all your young catchers, and I know how much you guys emphasize the actual art of catching. How is he coming along defensively?
Oh, he's been outstanding. I think being in the Arizona Fall League really helped him. It really helped him understand different pitchers, different processes from other organization, how those pitchers prepared themselves, how he prepared themselves. He grew as a leader behind the plate. He grew in leadership with catcher-pitcher relationship. But he's been outstanding with Garrett Kennedy. Just working on the bottom of the zone, the top of the zone, and really just understanding there's times where, you really need to go for getting the strike versus also protecting the pitcher and getting the runner at second base. So he's really grown behind the plate as well, but his game calling too has just been better as well. So he's growing in all areas.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple guys on that team that were in the fall league, and one of them is Abby Ortiz, and he's kind of maybe hasn't gotten off to the start he was hoping to. What are we seeing from Abby? Who, by the way, next time you see him, commend him for trying to speak English to the media. I admire guys who do that so much, and he did it at media day. This was a couple months ago, but he sat there and just did his. It's fantastic, and I know when you guys do player development,
yes,
English is part of it for these guys, and he is passing that course. I'll just let you know.
Thank you very much. I appreciate you saying. I would definitely pass that along to him, and I'll let Carlos know so he can talk to the club today and just share that. But Megan Jansen, our English, she does a phenomenal job with our language, and she really helps these players with confidence moving forward, speaking in front of people. We have certain types of classes that we put them through and different types of interviews and things like that, so they're comfortable in that arena. But Abby's playing. There's obviously he's making some adjustments to his move in the batter's box right now. But last night he hit a ball at 111. He drove the ball really hard. I think he's right on the cusp of breaking out. We feel like he's in a really good place of the work he's doing, the process he's been put through. He plays a very good and steady out right field. He's surprisingly moves pretty big or pretty good for a big man. Yeah. He's able to come in, go back, and the arm strength is there. And then also at first base, he can really pick it at first base. He saves a lot of errors over there for the left side of the field at times. But he's just really grown as a player from the first year in 2022 when he came over to Down East. He's made a lot of strides, had a huge year last year. Obviously, you want all your players to replicate those or have them and not go through struggles. But he's in a really good place. He's making some strides in the move, and we feel like he's going to break out anytime soon.
And then switching to Hickory, it seems like some guys are starting to pick it up, to figure some things out.
Yeah.
And I know, shoot, you could look at those stat sheets a month ago or a couple of weeks ago as guys hitting under 200, dozens of them, it seemed like. But what are you seeing from Sebastian? Because it seems like he's driving the ball better, still striking out a lot, but he's a young kid.
Yeah, I think Sebastian has really improved his approach. Like, he's done a phenomenal job with eliminating swinging at off speed off the plate. He's really dialed his approach in, and he's a very talented player. So what he needed to do was adjust to the level, and he needed a few weeks to adjust to that level. We believe that he's going to be a superstar. We believe that he's got the potential to do that. But he's just really changed his approach. He's dialed in with his process in the cage. Our hitting coaches have really dialed that in every single day. That's a part of it. And he's swinging at good pitches. He's going to strike out. But if you put him in high school right now, that's I mean, this is a high school player playing in high A, and he's playing extremely well defensively. He's made some adjustments. Kenny Holmberg has worked with him. There at shortstop, he's going to make some youthful errors at times, but man, he has a strong arm. He plays extremely aggressive. He plays passionate, and we believe in him. I know that. So it's just fun to watch. I mean, he hits the ball so hard, and if you make a mistake over the middle of the plate, Jeff, he punishes you, and he hits the ball a long way, and he's done that, I think, 5 times already this year. 5 home runs, and.
What a sweet kid. He's just a great kid, too. So fun to talk to. I mean, he's just a sweet guy.
Yeah, great personality. Family is phenomenal as well. I had the privilege of meeting them last week. Really good people. And he's going to make the best of every opportunity that he has.
Well, that's you brought up the point, and last week Round Rock was on the road because they had the high school state tournament here. It was at Dell Diamond. Sebastian Walcott would have been playing in that.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the thing the perspective you got to keep with some of these guys.
Well, I've got a kid that's going into his senior year of high school, and Sebastian is like 7 months older than him. I mean, it's crazy to think of my son playing high A ball right now, which he doesn't play baseball anymore. But I'm like, geez, even if he was a good ball player, I mean, high A ball is completely different. And Cam, speaking of Hickory though, Collie got off to a slow start, but boy, he's kind of got a power surge going on. He's really finding. We saw in spring training, his bat took off in spring training, but man, he's coming on now.
Yeah, tremendous baseball player, baseball rat. He plays the game extremely hard. He grew up in a baseball family, so he's got some instincts that he's developed. He understands the game. He plays at a high speed. He's got a very good internal clock. He's got a strong arm, and he's versatile. He can play second base, shortstop. He can even go over there to third base as well. He's flattening out his stroke and ability to keep his bat in the zone longer, and that's provided him with results here lately. And he's going to make his adjustments. He had a phenomenal spring training. Boch and the crew really enjoyed him. They used him late, so they understand that he's a good fielder. Late in games, they trusted his glove and also his ability to steal a base. So he can use his feet, he can use his glove, and he can use his bat. So it's a pretty good all around player in my opinion.
Sounds like the elements to be a top 10 prospect.
Absolutely, that's what you're looking at.
Pretty special shortstop. So
yeah, those two A ball teams really pitch. I mean, it is crazy to see these numbers. You saw Montalvo's great in May. It looks like Winston Santos was fantastic in April. It's still going good. Ryan Lobus has already been promoted, and then you go down to down east, and we had Alejandro Rosario on the show last time, and I immediately bought his rookie card. I mean, he's such a nice kid. I just love his story. What is working with these pitchers? What's the messaging for these guys at these lower levels? Because it seems like they're all kind of attacking the strike zone, I guess, is maybe where it starts.
Yeah, throwing their best stuff as much as they can inside the strike zone, getting ahead, and then finishing hitters, and that's really the way we go about it and the way we teach it. Obviously, there's a lot of things that go into it in terms of like shaping pitches and doing different things with deliveries and making sure that players are staying on the right track. Each one of them have a certain player plan and they're individualized. Jordan and Sam and the rest of the pitching coaches do a phenomenal job of staying on top of it, organizing each player plan. And our pitching coaches are excellent at making sure that there's a very good game plan for each one of them going into whatever team that they're facing and then executing that game plan. But Rosario's, he's power, he's got pure stuff, and he's a bulldog on the mound. Montalvo's the same. He has good stuff. He has weapons. He continues to get better with every single outing. He doesn't let one at bat affect the next at bat versus a player. If he gets a walk, he focuses on the next one. But they're using their top two or three strengths, and they're attacking they're going with what they do best. And obviously they'll expose the hitter's weaknesses when they need to. But we feel really strongly about the pitching program, where we're at and where we're going and continue to go. And Kip and the scouting department, international department continue to bring in some really good arms.
No doubt about it.
It's a big, it's an effort right now from both sides. And we're just trying to make sure that we do everything possible for all of our players and give them the best opportunities to succeed.
It's crazy how involved a baseball organization is, because you just kind of mentioned it right now, and we talked about the guys in the Dominican, and you guys have scouts everywhere. Guys, the cross checkers who follow them up, and the making sure that the families are good and the kids are good. That seems to be like the number one tenet now with Chris Young. I mean, obviously you want talented guys, but it's crazy how much there is, and there's 165 minor league guys. That doesn't include the DSL guys, correct? I mean, it's nuts.
There's a lot of tentacles. There's a lot of moving parts and pieces, but we talk about being a good teammate, and that's a big part of what you just said there. Like we obviously we have to have the thoroughbreds and the horses to run the race and be able to compete night in and night out. But we also have to be good people, good professionals, and uphold the standards of the Texas Rangers, and that's a big part of it. And that's what we preach to our players, and that's what we'll continue to live by.
Kind of the last thing here for me. This is kind of the time of the year where you start to see some promotions and guys getting bumped to another level, and just kind of what goes into that. I mean, obviously you can look at the stats and say, hey, this guy's good, but what factors are you guys looking at when you think about, okay, it's time for him to do challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just look at it individually as a whole, as a whole organization. What are the areas that he's dominated? Are those areas that he's dominating right now? Are they going to correlate to success at the next level? And will he have some challenges at the next level that he will be able to overcome and not be underwater? And I think those are the things that you kind of look forward to with every single player that you're going to promote. You want them to succeed, but you also want them to have some challenges at times to where they grow as a person, they grow as a baseball player. That means that they have to dig a little deeper. They have to find ways to get outs when they don't have their best stuff, or they're up against some competition that might be a little stiffer. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables. I think you look at age of the player, you look at how people are performing above and below, and you kind of look at the whole process as a whole. But we look at players more in depth, more individualized when we're going to move them more than anything.
Gotcha.
Looks like we're getting up close to it. I know you got to be out of here by 1. Is that right?
Yeah, he's got a call in 8 minutes.
It's like you're over player development or something, and you've got stuff going on. Look, are you done?
I'm done.
Look, yeah. I got one question that I'm gonna get to you before you get out of here. It's kind of a 2-answer question, and it's really I did it to Ross Finstermaker, and I'm going to do it to you too. And it's kind of like having to choose one of your kids over another kid, which nobody can do. But tell us 2 names, a pitcher and a hitter that we're all talking about Sebastian Walcott, Cam Cauley, all of that. Who are 2 guys nobody's really talking about that maybe we should keep in the back of our mind that you see, even if the numbers aren't there yet, these could be some guys that could really show up and do something. And I know you probably got 5 of each, but try to choose one of each.
Come on. Like Alejandro Osuna. Let's talk. Like there's.
All right. Yeah.
Phenomenal baseball player. Like very good family bloodlines. Just baseball bloodlines, I guess you would say. But table setter at the top, ability to play multiple positions, can play center, can play right, can play left, knows how to bunt, knows how to hit behind runners. Has ability to pop one here and there, and line drive hitter. He can steal a bag when needed. He's been very good. And ever since he's got back from the injury, obviously you can see Hickory has kind of taken off as where they're creeping closer to 200 or 500. Sorry, with their record. But like inside the clubhouse, he's a leader. Players follow him. He makes sure that they hold him to a high standard, and he talks about playing together as a team. So, you hit on Montalvo, you hit on Lobos a little bit at the top. Mitch Bratt, I will continue to talk about. So I'll go with Bratt, that not too many people have talked about this year. He's still 20 years old. Please do not forget about Mitch Bratt. Like his ability to throw the fastballs and be able to get by hitters. He's got really good extension. Changeup is continuing to develop, and the breaking ball has developed as well. But to be able to pitch at 20 years old and have the success he's having in high A, he pitched against the extremely tough USA lineup.
Oh, yeah, he got thrown to the wolves there.
And I think that was a tremendous learning experience for him. It also got him to see how good he needs to be in order to compete at that level. But I don't want us to forget about Mitch Bratt. Like this kid has the ingredients of being a very strong competitor. He competes. He's dialed in. He loves baseball, and he's gonna raise some eyebrows for some people in here soon. So don't forget about it.
That was a great name actually to bring up because we know Brat, and Brat's always been on our radar. But you're right. This year, no one's really talked about him. Not because he stunk at all. It's just kind of that he's just kind of at that level where he's just going out and grinding every day, and he hasn't stood out. That's the thing. But we heard that from somebody else that Brat don't ignore.
Jordan, it's their Canadian connection, but I think there's something there.
Yeah, he said ignore the numbers, ignore the numbers because this guy's doing some good things.
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Josh, listen, I know you're a busy guy. We got you on here. You gave us your time. You're going to jump on and do some more stuff. Travel all over the place, but we appreciate you taking time to talking to us.
Yeah, anytime. Please let me know. I enjoyed this. I enjoyed talking about our players. So please have me back if you want it. Let me know.
All right, we'll do it.
We're going to do that for sure. We're going to hold you to it. Guys, that's Josh Bonifay. He's the Director of Player Development for the Texas Rangers. Josh, thanks so much, bud.
Thank you very much.